Hey guys, a little info from Future Tootin'. I worked all day yesterday on that Mortal Kombat review, making like new graphics and everything else that I'm using in this video, new intro and everything. But this video is going to be a little bit of a lazier one. I'm just going to use a few images because I didn't get around to actually getting the footage I needed to do all of the pictures I do for the videos. So hopefully you guys don't care, but I hope you enjoy the review all the same. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Woo damn, what a way to end off this season. I don't know if it's a season, I don't know if it's like just a, one season limited series or if they're going to do more with it, but either way, this was a damn good episode and a damn good finale to this show. And it really opened my eyes to what this show actually was. It wasn't this big action set piece or anything of the sort. It was a lot of character building and world building, which I think Marvel has lacked over the years. They focus on their action set pieces, but it really opened my eyes to what WandaVision and this show really was. It was character building and world building, and I think after this episode really drilled that into my head, I've really come to appreciate not only this show, but WandaVision a lot more. What's up, everybody? My name is Tootin'. That was a long-ass intro, but I had to say it. So today we're going to be reviewing, breaking down, going over Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm sorry, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Episode 6, the finale. So we're going to do a spoiler review at the end of the video. We're going to talk about the spoilers and some of the more major things that happened. But here at the start of the video, we're going to do a little spoiler-free review and go over everything that we can, avoiding spoilers. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So, of course, it's not really spoilers, we knew it was coming, but spoiler warning, small spoiler warning, just in case you don't want to see what it looks like, or you didn't want to know just yet, for some reason you haven't watched the episode and you're watching this video. Captain America. He is now Captain America. Sam Wilson, the Captain America. That suit looks awesome. I didn't know if they were going to ditch the wings. I didn't know if they were going to keep the wings, and it looks like they kept the wings and just gave him the Captain America suit, and it looks great. I mean, it's pretty much right out of the comics from the, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier run. It looks amazing. The suit is top tier. And I think just Sam in this episode, Sam was just like the high point of this episode. Everything that happened, the action, the flag smashers, all of that really took a big backseat to Sam and even John Walker. It was just a really great character and world building episode. The story for this episode was great. The lead up and the end of the flag smashers and how that happened, and even Zemo getting the last laugh. Again, we'll talk about that in the spoilers. But overall, the story, the characters, the writing of this episode, they were all on point. The costume design, again, for Sam was amazing. The big speech that Sam gives to the senators was also great. That's a memorable speech that I'm sure is going to go down in Marvel Studios history. It was a great speech. Just a great way to sort of resolve all of the, talk about the problems. Not really resolve. It does seem like some of the problems get resolved a little bit near the end of the episode. They talk about it. But for the most part, it was addressing the issues, and now you have the Black Captain America addressing these issues that need to find a resolution, and it looks like they're finally starting to find a resolution. So the whole episode really was just, it was character building and world building, and I really enjoyed that. We got some great character building for Sam. We saw the end of Carly's flag smasher story. Not going to get into spoilers there. We'll talk about what happened with that at the end of the video. John Walker was another high point of this episode. There's not really too many spoilers to be had except for at the end of the episode, and we'll talk about that again in the spoilers part of the video. But John coming in to actually help Bucky and Sam, that was great. I love to see. I really like John's character, even though he's the asshole everyone loves to hate. I kind of understand like what he's doing, like his whole process for it. He doesn't have the background of Steve Rogers being this kid who got bullied and just wanted to do better. He's always been a soldier. He was a soldier who did tours and everything else. His mission is the mission. It's his orders to get what's needing to be done. It's not, he doesn't have the same values as Steve, so of course he's not the same character. So seeing John's story kind of come to a head in this episode was very good as well. Isaiah Bradley's scenes with Sam, seeing his story kind of get notched off in this episode, that was great as well. We talked about a little bit more about that in the spoilers, but there's not really too many spoilers to be had there. You kind of know what was going to happen. But overall, this was a really good episode. It was packed full with story and character building, and I really like that because that's something we haven't gotten a whole lot of in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's been more focused on story, not really story, but like action set pieces. There have been some really good character building movies, but none of them have really had the chance, like a 6-episode, hour-long episode a piece TV series to build up these characters and build up the story. So this show did a very good job at that, especially this last episode. So it's hard not to give this episode, it's hard to give this episode anything under a 9 out of 10 because it is just an insanely good episode. Loved everything that happened in it. There were a few confusing things, and one thing that I called a few videos ago. We'll get into that in the spoilers review, but overall this episode was a solid 9 out of 10. There's not really anything I would change. I would have liked to have seen Carly's story end off a little bit better, but aside from that, man, like, it was just a solid 9 out of 10. There's not really too many things besides Carly keeping this from getting a 10 out of 10, and I mean, really, it's a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, it's just, I want to give it a 10, but there were some small issues that we'll get into in the spoiler review, which, speaking of that, let's go ahead and get into the spoiler review section of the video. So like I said, there's not too many spoilers to be had in this episode. It's a very, very character-building episode with Bucky finally coming out to the old dude saying that, he was forced to kill his son while he was the Winter Soldier. U.S. agent, John becoming U.S. agent, thanks to, I finally know who that is, Madam Hydra. Isaiah Bradley getting his statue in the Captain America Museum, getting his little memorial. That was a great emotional scene between him and Sam. Really enjoyed that. And, the big spoiler of the episode is Carly's death and, Sharon being the power broker, which was, I called that. I really didn't expect it, but I called it. Yeah, so Carly's death, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like they could have done a lot more with her character. It could have been kind of like a Zemo thing, because Zemo is not bad. I mean, he's bad, but he's not evil, and neither is Carly. Carly was trying to make the world better, whether she was doing it in a wrong way or not. It's just what it was. Zemo was doing the same thing, it was just in the wrong way. So to see her character kind of just get shot and killed kind of at the, middle point of her story and where it should have went, is a little disappointing. And yeah, they write a lot of their villains to actually be bad guys and end up good. That's happened with Loki, that's happened with Zemo, that's happened with numerous other characters. So of course it looked like it was heading for that, but it just sucks that instead of going for that obvious route that they were building for, they decided to kill the character early. Really did not like the conclusion of her story, but overall, for the tone and what the episode was trying to get across, the point of the episode, it did fit the point and the speech at the end of the episode. So kind of have to deal with it. You take the bad with the good. But overall, that was the most disappointing thing about the episode, which it is a small part. She was a very forgettable villain due to the writing and the tropes that we've seen in her, that we've seen in pretty much every other Marvel villain except for Thanos. And then, like, the big spoiler is Sharon Carter, the power broker. I called this on a video a week ago, last week, before the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I called it. I called it without calling it. I said I don't think she's the power broker. I said she's working for the power broker, but I wouldn't be surprised if she was the power broker. And turns out she's the power broker, which makes no sense. That's really what's keeping this score from being a 10 out of 10. It makes no sense that Sharon is the power broker. She grew up idolizing her aunt Peggy, who worked with Steve in Captain America. She had a relationship with Steve Rogers in the MCU, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that she ended up being the power broker. Is that a deal breaker? No. We don't really know what she's doing or the whole goal behind it. She could be a double agent in there trying to, work out the underground, but more than likely they're going with the obvious choice, which was the obvious choice to begin with, and we denied the obvious choice because it was the obvious choice. She's probably just bad. So I guess we'll have to find out. The way that this episode ended off, it does allude to a season 2 because it does end on a cliffhanger with Sharon. I don't see where they're going to really spearhead that into a movie unless it is a Captain America and the Winter Soldier movie with, Sam Wilson being Captain America, but we'll have to see. But that was probably another one of the most disappointing parts of the episode because it was so obvious. Every time Sharing's been a bad guy in the comics, it's been working under the Red Skull for a reason to stop Hitler in the comics, or she was brainwashed into killing Steve Rogers, or killing with quotation marks during Civil War by Dr. Faustus. So it really doesn't make sense for Sharing just to, jump ship and become a bad guy. But we'll see what they do with, future projects, whether it's a Captain America and the Winter Soldier movie or whatever else. I'm interested to see what they do with the character. But yeah, guys, that is my spoiler part review for this episode. The U.S. agent, of course, can't forget about that. That was great. The suit looks great. I love that Wyatt Russell is sticking around and they didn't just kill the character off at the end. I would have been very disappointed if they did do that. Like, he had him coming out with his DIY shield to fight the Flag Smashers. That was great. And then his choice between, going after Carly or saving the people. That was a great choice to see him make. And I like the fact that they're not going full bad with U.S. Agent John Walker, because in the comics he's an asshole, but he's not a bad guy. So it's nice to see that he's not a bad guy. He is just an asshole, just like the comics. I love the new suit. I can't wait to see the black shield, but we'll see when that happens. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of the video. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say about this video, but that is going to do it for me. My name is Tootin. I've been your host, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.